the robe.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Yeah,
What, is that Versace?
oh yeah.
Amazing. And you have some friends coming over to smoke cigars?
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
Very cool. Very cool.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right.
Yeah,
So thanks very much for doing this. This is awesome.
of course.
So I will just I'll hop right into the questions.
Absolutely.
So you have your own skateboard brand, Primitive,
Yes, sir.
and a massive part of running your own skate brand is creating and maintaining a team of skateboarders that will help you represent the brand, right? And over
Right.
the last number of months, there's been some major changes to the Primitive team. I'd say first, like one which was a major power move, was adding Wade DeZarmo.
Hmm.
And just wondering, so what led to you adding Wade to the team, and what do you think the impact has been so far?
Yeah, man. Well, what led to it was really organic and natural. And, as you know, Wade was out here January 2017. He came out here and he ended up staying with our team manager at the time, Spanish Mike. And I found out Wade was in town, was always a big fan, had met him in passing here and there, just hello, but never had got to really spend proper time with him.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, wow, Wade's in town. You know, I got to get in on those sessions. I got to go out and skate with this guy
Yeah.
and just get to know him. So back then we were rolling in the Primitive van, like a little 15-seater van that everybody would just hop in on the weekends or weekdays, and
Mm-hmm.
we would all go skate. So it was just typical. Wade just joined in on our sessions. He's staying with Mike, so of course he was in the van, and we would just be driving around and skating. And I'm getting to know the guy. I'm talking to him, and then I'm watching him skate, and I'm like, damn, like this dude is on point. Super sharp. And we just built up a really cool friendship, really cool relationship, and we got a lot of mutual respect for each other because we're the same age and
Mm-hmm.
kind of grew up in the same era. And it just kind of organically made sense. And then he ended up staying 2 weeks, and then we convinced him to stay an extra week. And by the end of the 3 weeks, we'd been like teasing him about, yeah, getting on Primitive, what's up? Like, just throwing it out, teasing
Yeah.
him. And I think, in my mind, in Spanish's mind, and apparently in Wade's mind at the time, we didn't know it, those seeds were like really starting to grow and like really considering it. And then Heath Brinkley, my partner, who's the vision of Primitive Skate, um, is a huge fan of Wade as well, and we all just kind of were throwing out the ideas. It kind of just felt natural, and so from there, we waited a little while. He was in contract, he was in
Mm-hmm.
his thing, so you got to be respectful of those scenarios. And
Sure.
but we knew at some point when the moment was right, we wanted to try and make it happen. And thank God he was down. And yeah, I think it was a great move for both parties, and
Mm-hmm.
we're super proud. And the reaction has been crazy positive, especially from like real skate enthusiasts who know skating. Love it. So yeah, that's kind of how that happened.
Amazing. Super amazing. And then on the other hand, you announced recently that Shane O'Neill was leaving the brand and looking to
Yeah,
start his own thing. Was that
yeah.
something that came as a surprise to you? Something you had been talking to him about for a while?
Yeah, no, I wasn't surprised. Public is surprised. Him and I are like brothers. I known the guy forever. And he's a fellow, you know, aspiring entrepreneur. You know what I mean? He's got an entrepreneurial mind and wants to do that. And he's also one of those rare type of skaters, in my opinion, who warrant and can be the face of a brand, and
Yeah.
and have a brand built around him. So he has all those ingredients, and if you're fortunate enough to be an individual who can do that,
Mm-hmm.
in my opinion, you'd be silly to go your whole career and never do it.
Right.
Like in my opinion, if Andrew Reynolds never started Baker, that would have been it would have been sad because
Right.
it was great. He was on Birdhouse. It was awesome. He fit the team well, but like he was a superstar in his own right. It would make
Yes.
it made nothing but sense for him to branch off and do his own thing. So it's a move that was all love, and he came to me some months back,
Hmm.
throwing the idea out there, and me, I'm always supportive of people
Yeah.
making their own moves and doing their own thing. How I'd be a hypocrite if I felt any other type of way about it. So it's a move that's all love, of course. For selfish reasons, I'm like it stings, that he's gone because
Right.
it's beautiful to have a guy like that on your squad, but
Sure.
he's a peacock. You gotta let him fly.
Yeah, that's so cool that you're so supportive and everything. That's amazing.
Right.
Um,
Thanks.
and you guys have definitely just like kept it moving though. Like you released a full length video called Never recently, where you had the last part, an amazing part, and it's just interesting to watch the video because all the other guys on the team in the video, all their footage is from trips that the brand has been on recently, right? To Sicily and to Paris,
Yeah.
and all of your stuff was in Cali.
Yeah.
Which to me is like a million times harder because you've lived there forever and you're skating spots that you've been filming at for years. So to do stuff that you actually want to film, I think is so much harder. So with that said, were you actively like filming a part? Were you planning on filming a part and putting out a full video and stuff? Like how did this whole thing come together?
No, and like I'd been telling people for the last couple years, like, nah, I probably won't do any more video parts. I
Right.
don't believe in video parts anymore. Like, I
Mm-hmm.
think the way content comes out, full length videos, video parts are starting to become obsolete. I was very vocal about this and genuine in my
Yes.
opinion,
That's what I'm
but
asking. Yeah.
yeah. And so when Wade came out,
Mm-hmm.
you know, not only getting to know him and him coming aboard the team, but another byproduct of that was like it sparked something else in me that had been kind of dormant for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
It sparked that 15-year-old street skater kid to come back alive again. For the past decade or so, I've been focused, on the contests. Of course, I'm still street skating, but
Mm-hmm.
it was just like I wasn't focused on filming or anything. It was just like I was focused in that other and other things in
Mm-hmm.
skateboarding, and I had a lot of fun doing them. But then
Mm-hmm.
after hanging with Wade and just seeing his like he's such a skate purist, like a lot of that came back inside, and like it woke up within me. And so we went out skating those 3 weeks every day, street skating, and that's
Yeah.
normally wasn't my routine at the time.
Yeah.
And so I was in the streets, and
Yes.
he was getting clips all the time. I'm like, what the hell? How come I can't get clips like that? So
Right.
it sparked me to be like, all right, let me start applying myself in the streets and seeing if I can't catch a clip or two. And it was just like it's
Yeah.
literally just been like one clip at a time. And so by the time Never came around, which is just last week,
Mm-hmm.
um, I had a nice chunk of footage, but what you saw in Never was just like the stuff that I was most proud of. Like I didn't want it to have like any fillers. I just want to hit him with the good stuff,
Yes.
stuff that I was psyched on, stuff that was challenging for me, and then be gone, be in and out. That was
Yep.
kind of my vibe for it. So it wasn't planning on a party. It was just like I'm filming, I'm getting clips,
Mm-hmm.
and this day and age, as long as you have content, there's always an idea of what to do
Right.
with it. And so the team went on those trips to Greece and to Paris,
Yep.
and that was just for like a promo we were doing for the Dragon Ball Z collection we
Mm-hmm.
dropped. And it ended up the guys getting so much footage and killing it so hard that we're like, well, this is bigger than just a promo. Let's make it something. And
Yep.
that's kind of how Never stumbled into existence.
Yeah. Well, seems like it's getting an amazing reaction, and like I said,
Oh, so.
I just love your stuff in the video too. You looks like your skating just looks like someone who's definitely thriving and skating like the exact way they want to be skating. You know?
Yeah. I feel I'm at a good point in my career where I'm doing what I want to do on my own terms, how I
Yeah.
want to do it, when I want to do it, and I'm taking full advantage of being privileged to be in that position.
Amazing. Yeah, and it's interesting too, right? Because it's coming into the summer when all the big skate contests are, right? Like Dew Tour and X Games and Street League, all stuff that you've won in the past. But it's kind of like contest season, like again, right? and you've made the choice not to participate in the contest this year in Street League and everything, right?
Yeah.
What made you decide to focus your time and energy in other places?
Yeah, it was just, it all sparks from that January 2017, that month. It was just like once I clicked over into that street mode with Wade and the rest of
Yeah.
the team, and I was just in the mode of like going out and hitting new spots and skating new obstacles that I don't skate every day. Because before that, I was in the skate park just every day, skating the same thing, doing the same tricks over and over again,
Yeah.
trying to be consistent for contests.
Sure.
And like once I clicked over back into street mode and like started thinking of new tricks, not worrying about being consistent, not worrying about like those type of things, it was just like it was real refreshing, and it was real like
Yes.
I forgot the fun of that. And so it that awoke inside me, and come March, April, when I really start buckling down to contest season, I didn't want to shift back over. I was having too much fun. I didn't want to click back into just repetition mode.
Right.
So I decided, look, man, I think I'm going to just stick with this because I haven't had this feeling in a long time. I don't know how long it's going to last. I don't know. So I just got to go with it. My gut is telling me to go with it. And that's what it was, man. I'm going with it, and I'm still feeling it. I'm still going with it.
Amazing. Perfect. Just like shifting gears a little bit to talk a little more about entrepreneurship. Like as I've gotten to know you more and more over the years and everything, I see like a lot of similarities actually with Gary, like with Gary V and stuff, and how you guys look at mindset and just gratitude. And you've always seemed to have such an amazing perspective on things and able to look at obstacles as opportunities and that kind of thing, and just always been so gracious about what you have. How important do you think like gratitude is to business success and just like success in general?
Yeah. I mean, it's like saying how important is it to have an engine in your car. You know what I mean? Like it's like the engine of your success. Because if you can't be grateful for what you have in life or where you're at in life, what makes you think you deserve more? You know what I mean? That's my perspective on it. And even if you don't feel like you have a lot going on, you're alive, you're breathing, you're healthy, there's always something to be appreciative of. And if you can get the perspective of starting to count your blessings rather than counting your things you're lacking, you're going to notice a whole shift in your state of mind. In turn will be a whole shift in your life, so once you start realizing, oh, I have this, I'm so thankful for this or this or this, that's when you can start looking like, wow, that's so cool, like I've been able to do this. What now? What else can I do? Where else can I go? How much more can I go? This is no one knows the real meaning of life, so we're here on this planet. Like, live it how you want to live it. Live it to the way you're fantasizing about. You don't get a second chance that I know of, so
Yeah, that's amazing. Yep, totally makes sense.
Yeah.
And just to people that are watching that are looking to attain their own dreams or start their own business, do you have some advice for them? I know that we've talked about it in the past a little bit, where you have really good like tactical, like actionable advice, right? Like anything you think of that like someone can like look to if they're looking to start their own business.
Yes. Well, first I would say your motive has to be genuine. Like I'll admit it, and it's not something I'm happy to admit, but I'm glad I've had the lesson. When I first opened Primitive, the shop, my partner was the one who was the big sneakerhead and street culture like enthusiast. Me, I was just like, oh, this is cool. We're gonna make some money.
Right.
That was my, I was 22, 23 at the time. Just like, oh, this is awesome. I want to make some money. Yeah. And that's not obviously something everybody wants to say, but it's the truth. And then as I went on in business, I realized that like that mentality never got me anywhere. That mentality didn't do anything, because making money in skateboarding, I didn't have that mentality. It's weird. I didn't have the mentality in skateboarding like, oh, I get to sign this big contract. I got there because I was just having fun skating, and I got a thrill off of progressing on my skateboard and improving, and the feeling of grinding on a ledge, the vibration that goes through your trucks up through your body as you doing a crooked grind on a ledge. That's the stuff that like I fell in love with. And as I grew older and looked back, I realized that's the stuff that made me successful. Money and all that stuff was just a byproduct of like the genuine passion behind it.
Mm-hmm.
So as I've grown older, and obviously Primitive has evolved, it's evolved to align more with what I love and what my passion is. You know, what the vision is. So what the dream is. So you can spend your day-to-day activity pursuing your hobby, your dream, your passion, and lo and behold, the byproduct, happens is success, financial or otherwise. You know what I mean? So that's the first thing I would say is like whatever business you're gonna do, go into, try and do it from a place of like that's something deeper than just like I'm looking to make a lot of money. Of course, that's always fun. That's always good. Let's not pretend like that's not a good thing, that we don't enjoy that. But it's got to come from a deeper place. And that's up to you to find out. And then second, as far as like actual tactical whatever things to do, I mean, I'm still learning day to day. I'm by no means a business expert, but I'm holding this phone in my hand. It has the answers to any question I could ever want in my hand right here through Google, YouTube, whatever. Talk, find a lawyer to talk to, incorporate yourself. These type of things you can learn. Anything you could learn in some type of college or school right here on your phone. So just find whatever the industry is, whatever the business is that you want to go into, and start Googling random things like how to open up a store. Okay, cool. How to open up a kiosk at the mall, like whatever, just go from there and go down the wormhole, and it'll take you to the destination if you're working from that place of that's deeper than just money.
Totally. Yeah, totally makes sense. And I remember you too talking a lot about like self-awareness and knowing yourself and knowing your strengths, right? And knowing that like what you're not great at, and putting the people around you also to fill in those gaps.
Oh yeah. That journey will lead you to the right people. It'll also lead you to the people that like you think are the right people, but then turns out they're not.
Yeah.
So that's just the journey of the businessman. You know what I mean? You're gonna come across people who are right to do business with and people who are wrong to do business with, and that's just, you got to take your lumps just like in anything else. So you got to not be discouraged, by setbacks. You just got to be in love with the vision enough to the point where those setbacks aren't actually acknowledged as setbacks.
That totally makes sense. So that's pretty much it, Paul. I wanted to ask you like one last thing that I'm just trying to find here. Because there's something just quickly. So yeah, the media outlet is called ONE37pm, and the idea is it's like, I know I saw you like on Instagram looking at it and everything, right? That's sick. Is the idea is like taking advantage of every minute of every day and appreciating every minute of every day, right? And so on these like face-to-face times, what we're doing is we're asking people to say, at 1:37 p.m. I'm blank, like, and just you can just fill it in. So like at 1:37 p.m. I'm
Okay. At 1:37 p.m. I'm either in the gym or on my skateboard somewhere. That's usually my day.
Love it. Perfect. Yeah. Awesome, Paul. Well, thank you so much, dude. I appreciate this so much.
My pleasure. Thank you, Ben. Anytime, man. I'm stoked to. I can go on for hours.
Hell yeah. I know. Me too. And I love the robe.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
I'll probably just like. What'd you say?
What's that? I said it worked out good because I was just, watching a documentary in my boxer shorts, and he called me. I'm like, oh, great.
Perfect. Awesome.
Yeah.
I'll probably just like hit stop on this and record, and I'll call you real quick.
Sure.
Okay, awesome. Talk to you in a sec. Thanks again, Paul. Bye.
No doubt.